Hello everybody, thanks for joining me here on Mike's to the Car Guy. Mikey Tate here with an in-depth look at the 2015 Ford Mustang. Let's start things off under the hood where Ford has brought its 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine to its sports car to give you EcoBoost power as well as best-in-class fuel economy and torque. At 310 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque, it's enough to provide best-in-class EPA estimated 21 mpg in the city and 32 mpg on the highway with a combined rating of 25 mpg. These numbers may vary depending on how you drive the car. Ford says that this new engine has more horsepower than the 2005 model with a 4.8-liter V8. Talk about some great progress in just 10 incredible years. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see how it sounds. Sounds pretty good, but if that's not enough for you, then you might want the GT model that features the 5.0-liter V8 that Mustang fans have loved for years. And it's back for Ford's latest iteration of the Mustang to give you that same feeling that you've been digging for a while now. While it's not the most fuel-efficient engine around at 16 mpg in the city and 25 mpg on the highway, it's the fastest one around. At 435 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, it's no wonder people prefer this model over the standard V6 model. Let's take a look around the GT model shown here with the triple yellow exterior color. As we start up front here, you can see that the Mustang has gotten even angrier than before. From the trapezoid-shaped projector headlights with the LED lighting trim to the Aston Martin black mesh grille that has become very common on Ford's lineup as of late, it's one of the biggest changes ever to date. With the optional GT Performance package, you can get these pretty sick looking 19 by 9 inch ebony black aluminum wheels in the front and 19 by 9.5 in the rear. Of course you won't be able to drive this vehicle in the wintertime since the wheels are wrapped around in summer only tires. Now when it comes to performance, one thing you'll definitely need is some serious braking power, and Brembo provides that with its 6-piston front brake calipers with bigger rotors. Let the person next to you know that you are coming to their lane with LED turn signals mounted onto the side view mirrors. The Ford Mustang is the longest running and surviving sports car that has been with us for 50 years strong, spanning many generations, racing history, and so much more. But how did it last that long, you may wonder? Well, the answer is simple. People love the car. From its good looks to the way it drives, the whole world was buzzing about it the minute it was revealed to the world back in the day. From its arrival in the showroom floor in 1965 until now, people have been enjoying every bit of what the Ford Mustang has to offer. Sure, it's not a supercar, but people love to take these things out to the racetrack and test their speed and endurance, and to add to it, go racing with them. The Mustang's popularity back in the day led to Chevrolet bringing out a competitor of their own called the Camaro. Dodge would eventually do the same with the Challenger. As you saw just now, the fuel cap is capless, so you don't have to twist the door open to fill the Mustang up. Just push the pump in through the door and you're all set. Now if we make our way to the back, one of the notable features of the Ford Mustang over the years is its tri-bar taillights. It was there from 1965 until it disappeared in 1979 before making its triumphant return for 1996. It has stayed with us since then. For 2010, the Mustang would receive sequential LEDs and it returns once again for 2015. It looks like CFLs, but then again, it's LEDs. It's really nice to see up close and in person. Between the taillights is a really nice black gloss finish that holds the notable Horsey or GT logo in the back. Very nice setup. Even in the back, you can see its meaner stance. As we continue on with the exterior tour, let's go through some of the 2015 Ford Mustang specs, starting with its wheelbase, which measures 107.1 inches in length. The vehicle in its entirety is 188.3 inches in length. It is 54.4 inches in height with a width of 81.9 inches. As far as total curb weight, the GT model is around 2,000 pounds heavier than the EcoBoost and V6 models at 3,705 pounds for the manual and 3,729 pounds for the automatic. Let's take a look at the pricing for the 2015 Ford Mustang. It has increased by $1,300 at $23,800 for the V6 Coupe. Want the EcoBoost model? Then you'll have to sacrifice another $1,500 for additional fuel savings the EcoBoost engine has to offer. And things can get very pricey if you get the GT model. It starts at $32,300. Now that we've checked out that muscular exterior, let's head on inside the 2015 Ford Mustang. The GT model that we saw just now is locked up at the moment, so we'll go ahead and head on inside the EcoBoost Premium model shown here with what I believe is a guard exterior color. Now if you look closely at the door handles, you can see some line patterns on top of it. This is part of Ford's Smart Key Access system that provides simple, easy and secure access into the Ford Mustang via these patterns. Now as long as you have the keyless remote fob with you at all times, you can tap on those patterns to lock and unlock the vehicle. Tap it once to unlock the driver's door, and then again to unlock the passenger side door, and then you should be all set. Starting off at the driver's door, you can see the 1, 2, and 3 next to the power lock. At the touch of any of those buttons, the fully powered driver's seat can be adjusted to the driver's liking. We also have power windows and mirrors down here. The armrest is nice and padded and provides great comfort for my left arm. You can see some color stitching that matches the color of the seats. Down below the chrome handle is a decent amount of storage. Aluminum entry guards provide a nice welcoming feel to the vehicle. Going inside the 2015 Ford Mustang, we find a dark saddle leather interior with perforated inserts on the seats. Here we have the controls for the fully powered driver's seat. You would make the seat adjustments here to your liking. Now when you press the designated button on the door that I touched on just now, the seat will automatically set itself to your desired position, saving time and effort in the process. The 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel is really nice. There's a lot of satin silver here as well as some technology goodies. Your cruise control is to the left-hand side while all your radio controls are to the right. The gauge cluster is vintage no more as Ford returns to a much more modern gauge cluster setup. The RPM gauge and vehicle temperature are both to the left and the speedo and fuel readouts are to the right. The driver information screen shows all your fuel and MPG data. You would use the arrows to the left of the steering wheel to navigate through the functions, and you would press OK to make your selection. Down below the screen is your current gear selection for automatic transmission models. Here are your wiper controls to the right of the steering wheel. Over here to the left is your high beams and turn signal switch. You can see the headlight knob in the background to the left of the RPM gauge. There is also your gauge brightness buttons and the fog lights button. The trunk button and the tiny pop-out storage compartment is down below here. The pedals are really nice. They're loaded with satin silver to give them their nice touch. While all Mustangs come standard with a 6-speed manual transmission, you also have the option of Ford's 6-speed select shift automatic transmission with Sport mode that allows manual shifting capabilities via a pair of paddle shifters located behind the steering wheel. All 2015 Mustangs come standard with a backup camera system with guidance lines to ease with backing into parking spaces and parallel parking spots. Ford provides infotainment capabilities through Sync. For premium models minus the V6, Ford's My Ford Touch touchscreen interface comes packed with navigation capabilities via this huge screen that has it all. One of the main reasons I like this system is because of how simple and easy it is to use. I mean, you can quickly and easily gain access to all 4 of the basic functions without having to go through the various menu options to get to where you need to go. So let's go through those 4 key areas shown here on this photo. On the upper left is your hands-free Bluetooth telephone stuff. You should see your current calls here when you're on a call. Otherwise, you'll see your phone info here, including your phone name and your battery and data signal icons. There's even a Do Not Disturb button here that you can enable so that the system can automatically decline calls when you're driving. Pretty awesome. Now making our way to the right, your navigation stuff is to the upper right. When navigating to your destination, you should see a map of your route and current location here. When not navigating, you'll probably see this compass, but I'm pretty sure you can set it up to show the map instead of the compass. Making our way down, we have the digital climate control settings here where you can toggle through the heated seats. And to the bottom left is where you can see your current radio data at. So yeah, as you can see, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Now in a future walk-around and overview video, I'll give you a full demo of the system in its entirety, and I'll show you how it all works. Right now, let's move on to this basic setup available in V6 models and the non-premium EcoBoost and GT models. You can see that it's a very small screen, So Ford had to squeeze everything in here good and tight. But just to make sure that you know the basics of this setup, I'll point out some of the key areas here, as well as some of the buttons surrounding this small screen. Starting from the top, the outside temperature is to the left while the clock is to the right. Coming down, you can see everything from your menu items to current data and many more. Down below, the 3 metal buttons below the screen correspond to the various options available based on what screen you're on. You can access your standard Bluetooth functionalities via the button to the left and end your calls to the right. To the left of the screen are buttons for the system and a very handy dialer to make dialing phone numbers easy as pie. All the climate control functions are right here in the middle. You can turn it on or off by using the button up top. The center button is your fan speed. The fan circulation thing is in the bottom. To the right, we have AC and max AC as well as auto functionality, which sets everything up based on the current environment. All the defrost functions are to the left. Use the silver wheel to control the overall temperature of the interior. Going further to the left and right respectively, we have 3 stage heated seats for the driver and passenger. You can set them to low, medium or high. Very handy setup. Another one of my favorite features of the 2015 Ford Mustang is those satin silver toggle switches available in premium models except for the V6 model. You can press them up or down to enable or disable a certain feature. For example, you can turn on the hazards by pressing the switch up and turn it off by pressing it down. You can also go through the steering and driving modes to your liking, as well as enable or disable the traction control. If you get the V6 and the non-premium GT and EcoBoost models, you'll just get these very basic black buttons as shown here. If you look closely, you can see a USB port and a power outlet all the way down below. Now let's make our way down to the console where we find 2 nice sized cup holders and a really nice storage compartment hidden beneath a very comfortable leather padded armrest. In here, we find an SD card slot and an auxiliary jack for music playing capability, as well as another USB port and a power outlet. In my mind, Ford has made one of the best center stacks ever to date. There's a nice stitching going around it, and its shape makes it stand out from the crowd. Up above are 3 air vents and a really nice silver accent that goes across the dash from the driver's door to the passenger side door. I really like this setup. It adds a really nice touch to the dashboard. Control up to 3 garage doors using these 3 buttons located on the driver's sun visor. Here are your reading lamps. In a nutshell, that's pretty much it for this amazing interior of the 2015 Ford Mustang. Now let's make our way to the back seat, which can be accessed by folding down the front seats. There's a lever behind the seats that you would pull on to bring the seats down. On the driver's seat, just use the controls to adjust the seat so that there's plenty of room to access the back seat. As the critics say, it's pretty cramped up back here. I'll talk about the headroom in a sec, but as far as legroom is concerned, I have the driver's seat set to a position where I have a little room to straighten out my legs, but if the seat was close to me, that's where things could get ultra uncomfortable. It's best that kids do sit back here based on my experience sitting back here. Each front seat has a slot and a hanger hook on the front headrest back here. There's no center console as it is expected in a 4-seater sports car. The armrests back here lack some kind of padding, which is my only gripe. As you can see, I'm 5'4" or 5'5", and my head is like touching the ceiling back here. So, like I said, the backseat's not a good place for adults like me to be on. It's good enough for kids to be on. So, despite the lack of headroom back here, the backseats are pretty comfy back here. Not bad for a 2-door, 4-seater coupe sports car. Open up the trunk to find 13.5 cubic feet of cargo room. Convertible models see a decrease in cargo volume at 11.4 cubic feet. Of course, the rear seats can be folded down to accompany more cargo. Ford did not specify how many cubic feet it is with the seats down, but I'm going to guess maybe somewhere close to 20 cubic feet. I must say, it's pretty dang good for a 2-door sports car. A nice badge here commemorating the Mustang's 50th anniversary. Down here is a lockable glove compartment with a handy pop-up slot. A nice place for an easy pass as seen here. For 50 years, the Mustang has been the pinnacle of the sports car segment. With this all-new model, it is a great setup of another great 50 years soon to come. And that's a wrap for the full walk-around and overview of this muscular 2015 Ford Mustang. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to send out a very special thank you to Ford Motor Company for organizing this ride and drive event and for bringing it over here to my area. I look forward to going to more events like this in the very near future. Until then, be sure to stay tuned for more vehicle walkarounds coming soon from me, Mikester the Car Guy. Until next time, this is Mikey Tate, aka Mikester the Car Guy, signing off and saying that'll be it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.